Seriously, do you ever have this problem where your eye, it's only my left eye, it freaking tears all the time, and I'm trying to get through this video without me having to wipe my eye, but it keeps fucking happening. Hey guys, it's Jenny and welcome back to my channel. I need to stop taking so much breaks so that this won't be so exciting every single time I come back. Why don't I have my shades on? I don't know, I just thought it would be make it nice and dramatic, you know, come in like hey, ha, hey. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the cool crew and all the chaos that happens on this beautiful channel. I have been gone for a really long time once again, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that, oh, this time I'll be back or whatever case is, because now I just feel like a, you know, deadbeat dad that keeps saying they're gonna come pick you up and never show up. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna, you know, show you guys what's about to happen, and hopefully it actually happens what I'm anticipating. Anyways, let's finally get into this video. So since I've moved to LA, there's been a lot of like how can I start this? A lot of like talk on like how do you keep up with the Hollywood life, like how do you keep up with staying true to yourself within the Hollywood lifestyle. And don't get me wrong, from living outside of LA and just listening into the whole Hollywood life, you really think that it isn't actually a thing. Like you really think that it's just like whatever what people talk about, like the way you see it in the movies. But it's not. It's a legit thing. Like the Hollywood lifestyle is a legit thing. And so in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about what the Hollywood lifestyle is all about, in a sense, not from what I know and from my point of view. Disclaimer, this is solely in from my point of view. I'm a little objective on this whole situation, so I'm only speaking about it through my view. So hold your horses, don't start to talk shit. It's only what I think and how I see it. But within all that, how do I remain confident within myself? How do I not change who I am as a person to not fall deeply inside of all the Hollywood bullshit and all the social media crap, I guess? And yeah, I decided to make a video. So before we even get into the way it is, let's just get into the whole idea of living in a Hollywood lifestyle. Like the way it's pictured as if you can't come out if you don't look your 1,000 times best. Like if you're not getting ready to go to like the Grammys, then you can't go out to the club in LA, or you can't go out to like just a kickback at somebody's house. Like you can't do the basics. You can't go to the freaking grocery store if you're not in full-on glam, if you're not full-on dressed head to toe like you're going to the Grammys or some type of award that's very fucking important, or something in that nature. Like people feel like because we live in LA and because you don't know who you can run into, I guess, who you can run into, that you have to keep up with yourself 24/7 of the day. And listen, I'm not one to say to let yourself go. I'm not one to say anything bad about it. Like I'm all about keeping yourself up, you know, up to making sure you look good at all times, make sure all of that. But when you start to feel like you're doing way too much just to keep up with that, just to keep up with what other people would think about you, that's when you kind of start to lose yourself within everything. For example, when we go out, let's say to a kickback to somebody's house. If I'm gonna go to somebody's house, unless it's like a big party, like something like real extravagant, I don't feel the need to put on my prom dress and my heels to go to somebody's house. I'll put on a cute little outfit with some jeans. I mean, with some jeans, with some sneakers, and call it a freaking day. Do I want to wear high heels to walk around your house and sit on your couches? No, I don't. And I'm not just because all the other girls are. No, I'm not, because it's ridiculous. It's stupid. I'm trying to keep up with it. So before, when I first moved over here and I first started going out with everyone from LA, and I first started kind of finding a group, I guess, to hang around with and started going out with them and everything, I started to notice that there was a balance. There was a group, there were girls who would be completely overdressed, and then there was girls that would be completely underdressed. And then it was like, you have the overdressed girls who feel like they're better than everybody else there because they took this extra time out to get themselves all dolled up. And then those are the girls that are like social media famous, so you're seeing them interact with everybody, you're seeing everybody come up to them and talk to them, you're seeing everybody look for them, the freaking MC guy in the DJ booth keeps shouting them out. So it kind of makes you feel like a little subconscious within yourself. It makes you feel like, oh shit, like maybe if I would have took a little bit more time before I got dressed to come out tonight, or maybe if I would have thrown that other dress, people would be all up on me, people would be trying to pay attention to me and all that case as well. No, little bitch, you still gonna be little but nobody in the back, you know what I'm saying? So after that, I started to do that. I started to try to take a little bit more time to do certain things, to try to come out to the club looking a little bit more dressed up than I would just to go to a regular old club that's gonna be doing the same thing, shall I say. So I started to try to do all this extra stuff, and just to try to make sure I looked good and make sure I looked greater. So when I get to the club, and guess what, at the end of the day, people still didn't know who I am. People still wasn't trying to figure out who I was. Like, did socializing become slightly more easier? Yes, because not only is everyone who is doing it sucked into this world, everyone's around it is sucked into this world as well, that they feel like as if a person is not dressed or held at a certain standards, then you don't need to speak to them, then we don't need to be nice to you, we don't need to socialize with you, and we don't need to allow you into this group. So you start to go out like me, who I went out a lot by myself, just trying to network with people and meet new people, and then you start to feel left out. Then you start to feel like, why all the pretty girls and the cute girls are all in the corner in their nice glittery sequence dresses, and they don't want to let you in, but all the guys are the only ones who want to be your friend, because you feel like, then you start to feel like, oh, all they want is to have sex with you. All you are is a piece of meat, as into these girls, they would drop down to their toes and fucking lick them shits if they felt that it was necessary. And you start to kind of fall into that battle. Oh, so let's say I did, because I'm just gonna make it about me before anybody says that that's not what it actually is. It's probably not what it is. You probably would have it way smoother than I did, but that's kind of when the mental fight within myself started to happen. Like, oh no. And then, and especially in the sense of like me, like I want to make my YouTube kind of go further. Yes, the way I don't post enough doesn't speak about that, but in a sense of like getting myself more known in the outside. When I do go out, I do introduce myself to a lot of people. I do step up to people and ask them like what they do or whatever it is, and network in a sense, you know what I'm trying to say? So while I'm sitting back and feeling like I'm supposed to have this confidence to be able to go up to these people and introduce myself to these people who already have their social media fame, I no longer feel that way, because I've gotten to this point where now I've gotten into the section or whatever the case is, and no one's paying attention to me because the other girl has on a fucking sequin dress and damn heels on her boobs are out, and she has a fat ass, and she won a Dr. Miami and I didn't. So now I have to like kind of feel like that within myself, and I start to just feel like shit. I start to feel fat. I start to feel like my ass isn't too big, which is definitely not. I start to feel like I have to show my cleavage. I have to feel like I have to do a couple more, like my dress needs to be shorter. I need sequences. I need something sequence on. I need something so that somebody else can notice me and not notice her. And then when you start to compete like that within yourself, you're only losing yourself. You only really start to lose everything about yourself, because who you are and how you dress and all of that, well, how you dress and how you act and all of that is who you are. So once you start to feel like you no longer know who you are, who you should be, it's like, what are you doing it for? Okay, and I'm starting to ramble. But anyways, but you guys get the point. So that kind of starts to happen, and then you start to feel like you're not good enough to get all these people attention. Like you're not good enough for the photographer to want to stop and just snap a quick picture of you doing absolutely nothing, just partying in the club and taking a drink, and them actually use it to put it on their Instagram. And you guys might, some people might think about it as like, oh, like you're being real ridiculous, like some of those things don't matter, some of those things really don't matter, like it's all in the social media eye. But when you want your you're like, yeah, when you want your life to kind of be social media and you kind of want this social media life, it's hard to get yourself out of like, oh, these are the standards that I have to be for social media to accept me, and not realizing that social media is going to accept me for me regardless of the fact. I just have to show them why I accept me and not why I should be accepted. Like, So after everything happened, if you guys watched my whole going broke in LA video, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go check that one out. That I was really brutally honest in this one, and I felt like that was something that I did that made me feel really good. So I want to continue with that honesty. Here goes this video. So after all of that happened to me, with me going broke or whatever the case is, and me hitting the fan, once I was able to kind of get back on my feet and go out, that was another agreement that I made within myself. Like, not only am I going to stick to like everything that I'm going through and kind of believe in myself, whew, I'm talking too fast, and believe in myself, and just know that I'm good enough for whatever it is so also playing a part with going out and understanding that I'm good enough with that part aspect as well. So I would go out and I started wearing sneakers to the club. I started going out to people's mansion parties, and however the fuck I felt like dressing. If I feel like going over the top, then I feel like going over the top. If I feel like dimming down a little bit, then I feel like dimming down. But what you're not going to do is forget about me in the crowd. And that's what I made a point. I started coming in with that confidence. I started coming in with, you're gonna respect me whether you realize that you need to or not. Like, I'm gonna show you why you need to respect. Then it became that. Then it became, this is now a competition. How can me, little old Jenny, come in and take all of this person's attention? And it didn't matter who it was, and it wasn't the same person, it was a different person every single night. It was whoever was getting the most attention. How do I take this attention away from her? And I started doing whatever I had to do. I didn't do anything sexual. I didn't have to become a hoe to get any attention. I just had to come in with the confidence, like, hey, what's up? Like, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is, you know, why you want to know me. And it worked good. It worked good to a certain point. It worked good until I lost the competition. Because you're going to lose the competition. You're not going to always be the baddest bitch in the room. You're not going to always be... Well, you would always be the baddest bitch, and you should always think you're the baddest bitch. But at the end of the day, somebody else is going to come into the room that person thought they needed a little bit more attention. Or somebody else, when you start hanging out around the right people, somebody else more popular, more famous than you is going to come around. Especially somebody like little old me. I ain't shit. I have 100 subscribers on YouTube. I have about 2,000 followers on Instagram. Who the fuck am I? People ask me my name when they come up to me because they don't know who I am. So, with me trying to compete with people who do already have a name for themselves, it's a little bit hard. But I didn't think about that when I competed with them. I thought that I could, and I should, and I will. So, I did. And it went really good until, I met my match. I'm not going to name who it was because it doesn't even matter who she was. Just know she was a social media girl. She had her fans. As she took my light, here I was on my phone looking up her Instagram, and she has 2.1 million followers on Instagram and has over 5 million subscribers on YouTube. Sorry, boo-boo. Bye-bye. And that's to me. It was over for me at that moment. And it was the same spill, the same thing as every other day. Being in a club, being in a section, around people that you already started to meet, around people that already started to like you, whatever the case is, and they already welcomed you in, whatever case. And then here comes somebody who's bigger than you, and instead of just feeling like, okay, yeah, cool, like, come on, girl, like, you know, we all doing good, we all can, you know, help each other do better. No, you make it more until you become this bitter little bitch, like, this bitch stole my light. And, you know, it's just like, she stole my light. You mad, you're dim, and you're sitting down all stressed out because somebody took your light. And you don't realize that the only person who had the control to walk right over and turn that light back on was you. Was motherfucking you. Was you. So then you come back to yourself and you like, hold up. So this took, and then when I tell you that the Lord is real, because this took time. This took not only that one person, she's just the one who broke the ice. So that's why I only remember her in like very, very vividly, is because she's the first one that made my light dim. Was the first person that ever made my light dim. Every single time after that, because I've already sank into this, everyone else started dimming my light. And all I got was darker and darker and darker. And I went from already not feeling so important to getting myself to feel just slightly important, like I'm at a peak of feeling more important, to bringing myself right back down. But all in reality, I was not in competition with nobody, because it's not one person. It's every single female that I felt that was some type of competition. And other than just noticing that I'm in competition with my damn self, I just kept sinking into the fact that you're dimming my light. You're dimming my light. Meanwhile, you don't know anything about me. I don't know anything about you. But I feel like you're dimming my light. So it drove me insane. It took me probably a couple of times of going out to be like, you know what? Bitch, turn your own light back on. Like I just did. To freaking just wake up and be like, she's popping. Bitch, a round of applause. But guess what? You're popping too, and that's okay. Like, you have to be okay with the fact that she's popping, you're popping, she's popping, you're popping, her over there, she popping, but guess what? You're popping too. And that was the moment that everything kind of changed for me. And it was like, I'm fucking popping too, you know what I'm saying? And just like, you gotta look left to right and be like, y'all popping, but shit, me, I'm popping. Like, you know what I'm saying? And regardless of numbers, regardless of how much people know me, regardless of that, whether I can walk into a club and get in there with no problem because of who I am or not, at the end of the day, what makes me different from you is what makes me my own type of popper. You hear what I'm trying to say? I hope that ain't fly over your head, because I don't really know how to explain it. Okay, I'm back. As I'm trying to end this video, my camera wants to completely give up. No, my memory card has so much memory in it. Says a bitch that cannot post videos consistently in her life. Just said that her memory card was full and she had to delete some stuff before she could continue. Ironic, right? Anyways, the point of this whole video, if I can get it the fuck out without my camera giving up on me one more time, is to understand that, and it doesn't only fall for the Hollywood lifestyle, it falls for you if you're starting a new school, if you're starting a new job, if you're starting a new environment where you feel like you starting to do things to change yourself to become more like others. And when I say that, I don't mean like changing yourself in ways to improve yourself. I don't mean that at all. I don't mean changing yourselves in ways that makes you feel good about within yourself, just things that you wouldn't have changed because you saw somebody else changing them. By all means, you're gonna change regardless of the fact, like, nobody's the same fucking 5 years from now or from 5 years ago. You're not the same person, and you're going to change. But the key to it is to change for you. Solely change because you want to change. Solely change because you felt that change needed to be done. Don't change because society isn't accepting you as who you are, so you let me become fucking Amanda, and hopefully me becoming Amanda will make society want to accept me more. I don't know, that ain't make much sense for me saying it, so I hope it don't make much sense for you to do it, right? So if you feel like you popping and ain't nobody could fucking come nowhere near that, then that's what the hell you are. And you don't need no one nor anything or any amount of numbers or whatever the case is to tell you otherwise. So don't worry about it, because even moving somewhere where everyone, literally everyone, is trying to stay up to date with the trends and trying to keep up with their image, or trying to keep up with, not that there's anything wrong with that, but like trying to keep up with their image for other people. That is the key thing, like trying to keep up with things for someone else, not because you want to, but because you feel like this other person would want you to. That's where the issue is. And that's where I want to make sure all of you little sunshines don't have. Oh, so like I was saying before, if you're starting a new school, if you're starting a new job, if you're starting whatever you're starting new, and you're starting to feel like you're not good enough, be your own. Let this video and let yourself be your own reminder that you are as good enough as you can ever be. If you're doing your best and putting in your all to everything that you can do, and you are controlling everything you can control, then at the end of it, you are as great as anybody else that you inspire to be. There's anybody else that you look up to. That's why this is me. You don't have to take it, you can leave it. I don't look up to no one. I don't have anyone who inspires me. I don't have anyone who I look up to. I don't have anyone who I'm a fan of. I support a lot of people in the sense of I watch their stuff, all that stuff, and sometimes I don't agree with what they're saying, and I don't agree with the decisions, but because I support their decisions and because I support what they're doing, I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna entertain it. I'm gonna follow you on whatever it is, and I'm gonna be around you. But do I inspire to be you? No. Will I ever inspire to be you? No. And I'm talking about top of the top, bottom of the bottom. I don't inspire to be any of them, and it's not because I feel like there's something that they're doing wrong. It's because like I can never be them. No, like ever can I ever be that person. No matter how much I dream and wish that I could one day be that person, I would never be them, ever. So there's no point of me dreading my life to use this person as any kind of inspiration. Like, yes, I saw what you did and it worked out really great for you, but if I was to do it, would it work out that great for me? Probably not. So why waste my time and just trying to do something that worked for you when I can just use my time to do something that's going to work for me because I made it a path for me, not because I saw you do it and I wanted to continue and I wanted to keep doing what you did. No, like I get the logic. I get the whole idea of inspiring to be someone. I get the idea of using someone as an inspiration. I get the whole life goals and couple goals and dream goals and everything. But my goals and your goals cannot be the same. Even if we want to do the same exact thing, what I want out of it and what you want out of it is going to be completely different. My story and how I walk through this whole process of whatever I get to get to my goal is going to be completely different than yours. So why should I use you to inspire me to become who I want to be? Like, oh, you make me choke. Like it baffles me, and I get it to a certain extent of why people do it. But if you want to, try not to. Just try not to inspire to be someone else. Just try to inspire, like, be your inspiration should be the best you that you can be. Like when I sit down and I inspire to be something, I think of like this wonderful woman who has everything together, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you all my goals, but everything that I can think of, I see it in this person. And she has no face, she has no thing, because I don't know what I'm gonna look like at this time. I don't know how I'm gonna age. I don't know how, none of that is. I don't know how soon would it be, how later on in my life would it be. But I see this person and I see everything they have going on, and I see everything they want, and at the end of it, it's me. It's an idea, that it's an imagination of someone that I built in my head, that I've created, of who I want to be. So now anytime I need any inspiration, I close my eyes and I see that person. I know that that's the person that I'm fighting to be, and that's the only inspiration I need. That was cheesy. Drop mic. No. But truthfully, that's the only thing I can think of saying, and like just in this whole reality of like staying true to yourself in new environments and all of this thing. Like, just be you. Inspire to be the best you can be. If anybody ever tries to shut off your light, remember you're the only one who can control it. And if you ever feel like someone else is popping, remember you're what? Popping. So it doesn't even matter. With all that being said, that is it for today, folks. So if you guys are new to this channel, again, welcome to the cool crew. Don't forget to hit the little subscribe button down in the bottom. I promise, no, I'm not gonna promise that I'm doing better, because I keep promising that I'm doing better and I'm not doing better. So just pray. that I'm gonna do better, and maybe you'll post, maybe your kids will subscribe. Please subscribe, please. Subscribe and hit the little bell icon just so you can get notified every single time I post a new video. With that being said, without further ado, until next time, lovers. Please disregard my broken down throughout this whole video.